Hello, I am Tara, the author of the Dining on a Dime cookbook where you can eat better, spend less. And today we are talking with my wonderful assistant Janelle, who is my email bouncer.
Hi, everyone.
She's almost worked herself out of a job on email. She's gotten me so organized. It's like, woo, she just gets through that email. Like, this
That's
is great.
awesome.
So we're doing videos with Janelle because she too is a stay-at-home mom and has tons of great tips on saving money. And today, it is camping season, and Janelle is a big camper. Now, I love camping, but I will be honest, I've only gone camping with my family probably 3 times maybe, and we live in Colorado, I know, but we don't have a camper, and the last time Mike and the kids went camping, it rained in the tent, and after that, he was like, I ain't doing this anymore. So now Jack is old enough that we're kind of like, maybe we'll try this again. But camping stresses me out. I mean, that meme that's going around, you pay all this money so you can pretend like you're homeless.
Yep.
Seriously, I mean, that's the truth, isn't it?
A little bit.
So Janelle is going to give us some tips on saving money on camping. And are we starting with food? Is that what we decided? I don't remember what we decided.
We can if that's what you want to do. Okay. Gosh, so we have 4 kids, so I'll lead with that. They go all the way up to not quite teenager and then down to 2. So that impacts a lot of what we eat. And I pack a huge variety of food. Like you said, rain is a huge deal. So I always plan for rain and illness on our trips. Because this last weekend we were camping, and when we left it was a flood, and by the dumpster there was a pile of tents and tarps and broken chairs and broken dreams of families who it did not work out for.
Oh, that would have been a great picture.
I thought about it, but I just couldn't. I felt like it was too sad. So my biggest tips are just you need to prepare, you need to plan, you need to have a list always, and you need to prep ahead. And if you do those things, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So for me, I have, this is just a simple menu that I printed from online that has how many days you're going to be gone, how many meals, it has a spot to list things you need to buy, which typically I shop my pantry, so I'll use that area for things I can't forget to pack, like life jackets or things like that. And then it has a condiment section, a snack section, and a beverage section. So that is a really helpful tool to me.
Yeah.
And then another thing I do is, since we've been camping for a while, I have a binder. And in it, I keep where we stayed, how many nights we stayed, and then, I don't know if I can find one really quick here for you. I can show you the menu we ate while we were there. So that's really helpful to me, because if I am coming up without ideas, I can look back on what I've done before.
Okay, let me just pause and say this is why Janelle is my assistant. Because I would never be that organized.
Yeah, so it took me a little while to figure out I really needed to have a binder.
That's
and
a
that
great
way
idea.
I can also keep track of sites we stayed at and which sites I wouldn't ever want, or sites that I want to be at again.
That's a good idea.
Thanks.
Yeah, I really like that idea because, you know, you go to these places and then you're stuck there.
Yep.
You're like,
So if we love where we're at, like this place we went to last weekend was a great place. We hadn't been there before. We know for sure we wanted to go back. So we walked around and made sure we wrote down these are sites that work good for us.
yeah.
So we did that, and that way when we book again, we'll know what we want.
So you can pick your sites when you book.
Yep. Or some places I just know there's certain sites I don't want, because if you've seen them in the rain and know they flood, you know you don't want those.
Yeah. Oh, that is brilliant. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, back to the meal planning. I do a lot of prep ahead. So I'll use my cookbook, Dining on a Dime. I'll pull out pancakes. I'll pull out the pancake recipe and do my dry mix ahead. And then I'll write on the Ziploc bag or the whatever sour cream container I'm reusing that I need to add eggs, milk, whatever. So I have that all ready to go. I'll do like dips or hummus and then have fresh veggies that are cut and ready. So it doesn't matter if you have a cooler or a fridge. Either way, those are things that you can do ahead of time. And really, even using our camper, I always try to freeze a big block of ice so that whenever we go, I can put it in the freezer and the freezer's cold right away because it takes a while to cool down once you start running it. So
Oh,
if you have a cooler or a fridge, I feel like that's a good tip.
how long does it usually take to cool down?
Just a couple hours, but if you're
Okay.
doing like popsicles or something in there, and even your meat, depending on how hot
Hmm.
it is, you don't want that sitting in
Hmm.
heat either. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
What else do I do? Some places we've gone have had some really cool amenities. Like one place had a cotton candy machine. It was like
Oh.
you put in $2 or whatever it was, and it made fresh, hot cotton candy in front of you. That was cool, and I paid for it because it was a fun thing, and the kids have not forgotten it. But I budget for extra things like that, and I also bring things like cotton candy and microwave popcorn. We do have a microwave in the camper, so we can use that. But if you don't, plan ahead and bring a bag of popcorn or whatever. I'll buy crazy treats that I won't buy anywhere else because I know that when my kids see whatever at the concession stand, they might want it. But when
Hmm.
I pull out whatever I have that's cool, they're not sorry that they don't have whatever
Hmm.
six
Yeah.
dollar fancy hot dog on a stick or whatever.
Yeah. And I kind of limit it when we do stuff like that. It's like, okay, you can pick one thing.
Right.
We're not going to go every day and get $15 worth of junk for everybody. You can pick one thing every day or two or something, but we're not, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So I actually have an envelope that I throw a few bucks in here and there, and that way when I want to treat it camping, it's not hurting our
Hmm.
budget that we already had in mind. And they
Right.
do get to do a couple things, but then they also get some other special treats
Hmm.
like you can buy a slushie in a pouch at, I don't know, Walmart or wherever that you just throw in your freezer. You can freeze those ahead of time at home if you don't have a fridge with you. And, you can pull those out when everybody else is drinking a $4 slushie or smoothie,
Yeah.
and it's like it was 80 cents. So it's
Hmm.
still more money than I'd spend at home, but they're getting a treat.
Yeah.
And they don't care that it's not the treat that's available at wherever, and they
Yeah.
don't have to leave the pool or wait in line to get it because mom had it ready to go.
Yeah. So what
So,
kind of menus do you guys eat?
we will do campfire pie sandwiches. So
So
if you
explain what
don't
those are.
know, there is a metal or cast iron sandwich maker that essentially closes like this and it's on a stick. So you have two pieces of bread and you'll spray it and then so it's nonstick on each side and it comes out like a fancy grilled cheese. So you can put whatever you want in there. My kids like the pizza ones. So we'll do pizza and lots of toppings, pizza sauce,
Could do
pepperoni,
ham
whatever.
and cheese.
Yep, you can do ham and
Hmm.
cheese. You can do
Like a
any
money.
combination, any hot sandwich you want in there, really,
Yeah.
as long as you plan ahead and bring the ingredients.
Oh, yum. You're
You
making
just
me
don't want
hungry.
to forget your nonstick spray, or you're going to have some people who are upset. But
Then you'll have, let's see, sandwich casserole, I guess.
I guess hot dish if you're from Minnesota.
Hmm.
So we'll do that. But I also always have staples like PB&J. And then another thing I always pack is ramen noodles. Those are good if
Mm.
it's rainy or if somebody gets a stomach ache and just needs like a brothy something.
Hmm.
Because if you have enough kids with you, you're going to eventually need first aid and a medicine cabinet.
Hmm.
So just plan for that. Um, and then we'll eat two big meals a day usually. So we'll do something like a brunch and then we'll do a lupper is what we call it. Lupper. And then later we'll have campfire snacks. So we have a popcorn maker that can go on the fire. But if you don't have one of those, you can buy a Jiffy Pop thing that's like, I don't know, a couple bucks. And that's just fun. The kids love it.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and you
haven't had very good success with them.
know, oh, we have
They
a lot
always
with
burn.
those. We have a lot of fun with ours. Sometimes we get fancy and throw some sugar in there and it's more of a kettle corn.
Mm.
So you can shake it
Yeah.
up, you can do s'mores, but there's so much eating at camping. I feel like everyone gets so hungry from swimming and hiking.
Yeah.
So you just need to have a lot of food ready
Yeah.
so that it's easy for you. Um, then I'll usually do one showstopper meal, I call it, the
Mm.
whole time we're gone because I just feel like my husband works so hard, and when we're on our vacation, I want him to feel treated. So I'll do this last time I did enchiladas. So I'll mix up all my meat, some sauce, and then cheese, beans, whatever I'm throwing in there in a gallon Ziploc bag. and then I'll just bring the tortillas and some extra sauce to put in our Dutch oven.
Mm.
I'll dump in the sauce, throw the Ziploc bag filling into the tortillas, roll it up, more sauce and cheese, and it goes in the Dutch oven 20 minutes, half hour, and it's amazing. Everyone in our family loves it. So
Yeah.
if that kind of thing is up your alley, that's super quick. It's not hard at all. Sometimes I'll do steak and then I'll bring twice baked potatoes that are ready made. That's super easy to throw on the grill. And I mean, you're eating better than if you leave and go to a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So we like that. Plus, then kids can go to bed or be playing or doing whatever they need to do because everyone's tired after a big day, too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, here in Colorado, we don't do swimming because it's just obviously too cold in the mountains. So it's all hiking, but it just seems like everybody's hungry all the time
Yep.
at camping. I don't know what it is sitting around the campfire.
Right?
I mean, we do hiking and stuff, but yeah, it's crazy. What do you do? What are some of your lunches that you do? Just aside from like the ramen noodles and this, do you just do like the sandwiches for lunches, or do you
So
do?
we'll do like a brunch. So usually that's more breakfasty because that's what
Oh,
my
okay.
family likes. But sometimes we do, I'll call it party sub. I found that even just calling it party sub, my kids think it's better than a regular sandwich. So, it's on the big French bread. And one time I even got the cool swords that you can buy at restaurants. They're like $1
Yeah,
somewhere. And they just thought that was big time fun. So, I
yeah.
mean, impress your people with little things and it just becomes way more fun, I feel like.
Well, and did you go in with Heidi? So Heidi showed me the little containers that you guys used instead of paper plates. Did you go in with Heidi with that?
Yep, the nacho boats. Well, actually, I bought some at a garage sale maybe a year ago, and then that got us hooked on those.
Oh, so
So,
so we'll put a picture up here, but explain why. I think it's brilliant. I would have never thought of this idea, but when Heidi showed me that, I'm like, that is brilliant. So explain a
oh,
little bit why you like them better.
they are awesome. So we're talking about nacho boats like you'd get at a stadium game,
Hmm.
and they're just the wax paper coated
Hmm.
boats, and they come in different sizes and weights. So if you're getting some from Sam's Club or Costco, be sure to pay attention to that because I wish I had gotten the bigger ones this last time. But they're awesome because you can serve popcorn, biscuits and gravy, pizza, a sandwich. They're sturdy enough to be a bowl or a plate,
Hmm.
and they're under a penny each. And I think they're actually, I mean, they're not styrofoam, so they're better for the environment. They burn.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I
wax.
think they're a little bit better because you don't have to worry about, like with paper plates with kids, the food always rolls off.
Yep.
With these, I mean, they're still going to have issues, but not quite as many
No,
issues
they're
with the
very
edges.
versatile. Yeah,
I
and
think
I
that's
even
great.
used one for a butter dish this last time we were out.
Oh.
And then they'll fit inside a Ziploc bag, so if you want to like save leftovers in it
Mhm.
or any of that kind of thing, they're super handy. I even use them at home once in a while now.
I think that's really brilliant because I am all for not just from camping, but I know Heidi gets on to me about this, but she's like totally anti paper plates, and I totally get that. But for me, I would rather have people using paper plates and eating at home than eating out.
Oh, for sure.
It's a lot cheaper, and that is another alternative to paper plates that you could use for. Can you use it for cereal and milk?
I think you could.
Huh,
You
interesting.
definitely need to have it sitting on a table,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
but definitely in a pinch you could.
Okay, that's what I thought. So you guys camp in a camper with a refrigerator and a microwave.
We do. We started tenting, and then as we added more kids, we added the camper.
Yeah. And so what I do when we go, we don't have a camper or anything, so we use a cooler. I freeze everything that I can freeze, I freeze. And then I put that in the cooler first. So we use everything that needs to be refrigerated first. And then as stuff starts defrosting, then that's going to be our meal for the day. So last time we went camping, I froze Sloppy Joe packets. I froze my green chili packets. I froze everything that could be frozen. And that way, in the cooler, as it starts defrosting, then I just use the next thing that's defrosted for the next dinner. And it actually, all my food, we were gone 4 days, I think. Was it 4 days? I can't remember. I think it was 4. And towards the end, I still had frozen food in
And
there.
if you're going to be gone longer than that, you can probably do a gallon of water.
Yeah.
That'll take you a long ways too.
Yeah. And so just freeze, you know, either a milk jug with water, a milk jug cleaned out, fill it with water, or a soda bottle, fill it with water. Freeze
And
those.
do you have a Yeti cooler?
Huh?
Do you have a Yeti cooler? Those are ridiculous. I cannot believe people are paying hundreds of dollars for a cooler.
No, I would never pay hundreds.
I have my grandparents' old vintage cooler, and it seems to work just fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, another cool tip about those is if you do camp where it's really hot, there's a product called Reflectix, which is like a foil wrapper blanket that you can put over your cooler, and it reflects the heat and the sun out. But if you buy that at a camping store, I think it's pretty expensive. And so I know some people just use those cheap thermal blankets that are like $1, the emergency blankets, and they function about the same as buying the actual.
That's brilliant. Oh, that's absolutely. I'll put a link in the description below because we're actually talking about those in a video with Mom on prepping. So those things are so handy for so many things. So we love those little blankets.
Yes, and if you know anybody who does the meal delivery, or if you're rural and you get cattle sperm delivered, it comes in bubble pouches now that has that reflective stuff on it. And so you can reuse that. Like chocolate from Amazon I've seen is coming in that now. Any of the, is it HelloFresh? Their meals come in bags like that. So reuse that. If you know somebody who subscribes to that, they love to give their ice packs or their bubble stuff away, I've found.
Oh, yeah. Just put it
they
on.
They get really nice ice packs, too. So if you have a friend who gets any meal delivery, that's a good source for ice packs.
That's a great idea. Or even medicines. We used to have a medicine delivered in one of those, and we had ice packs all the time. That's actually a great idea. And, of course, if you don't have any of those things, just put your cooler in the shade. People don't think to do those things, but just make sure your cooler isn't in the sun, because that'll make it last longer, all your food. So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Janelle. That's a lowdown on camping food. We're going to come back with another camping video here because it is camping season, and you can save on camping. It really does. You know, we joke around about spending a fortune to pretend like you're homeless, but really, it can be done for fairly inexpensively. And here in Colorado, people tend to go all out with camping, though. I mean, here we've got the $100,000 RV.
Our RV is definitely not that.
I know. It's just absolutely crazy. We have people that'll spend $100,000 on RVs, $100,000 on the ATVs, and you're just like, wow, you could go on a whole vacation like every weekend for that. But, you know, whatever. But here they get a little bit more fancier, but you can do it for a lot cheaper. So please like, subscribe, and share. Check out our Dining on a Dime cookbook. Tons of camping recipes in here that you can use, like our Sloppy Joes, which the kids love. We will see you guys next time. Have a great day.